Hello everybody, welcome back to Kenny's Tour Review. Today I'll actually be announcing that I'm going to make a new channel. I'm thinking names across the board as far as CAN Bus Kenny, maybe, I don't know. Tell me if you like that in the comments so I can separate the tour reviews and the diagnostic. But for today we got this one. This one's a pretty easy one. I already pretty much knew what it was coming in. This is an old Escalade. Same as the Tahoes or whatever. ABS issue with no codes, and at low speeds coming up to a stop is pulsating the brake. So I've got them all pulled up here on the thing. We'll go down some back roads, but basically how the sensor works, the Hall effect sensor, just like every other ABS sensor, but this is an analog style sensor, meaning that it generates its own voltage. And the air gap, I mean, air gaps are important no matter what, but air gap really important on these ones for them to work properly at lower speeds. So we'll go for a little ride down these back roads here. Probably won't get over 20 miles an hour, but you'll be able to see that the ABS is working. I'm actually going to record this so we can review it later. We'll see what we got. So you can see that they're all working, obviously. No one's behind me, so I'm gonna now come to a complete stop. Huh, didn't do it that time. Alright, maybe I gotta go for a longer test drive. Alright, everybody, I'm gonna put you down so I'm not doing anything illegal. Oh, well, there's the brakes. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna find it on here, I'll record it and I'll show you. Alright, cool. So everybody, I kind of assumed a little bit that it was gonna be the norm. And it's a little bit off of that. I haven't got out to look yet, but you can see three waveforms here. The bottom one being the rear axle. That is both rear wheel speeds technically. And then the two fronts. You had your left front up here and your right front here. And you can see at the beginning of the waveform, I guess you can call this waveform, this is scan data, but you can see here it gradually goes up. I don't want to take too much about the humps. So the humps can be different because each wheel is spinning a different speed, especially if you're turning. And then right here you can see that there is a significant jump up there and there when we both start. And that's what I was talking about with the air gap. So these you can see, I don't show you now, but they start at like 3 miles per hour, and that's where they stay. You can see right here, it's not at 0, it's at 3 miles an hour. And that's because the analog sensors can't do low speeds very well. So this one's actually only at low speeds, turning right so far for me. When you're starting out, so low speeds, and I assume it has something to do with this. If I had a guess, I'd say that this bearing possibly already been replaced, and that's why that there's no rust underneath the sensor causing the air gap to be big. But usually what happens is both front sensors have rust underneath the ABS sensors, and as that builds up and pushes both those sensors away pretty evenly, you'll have this waveform on both front sensors, and then the rear sensor will be different. So what's basically happening on those scenarios is that it thinks the front wheels are not spinning or spinning too fast or whatever. The computer is seeing these and they're like, oh, here's some slip. The rear is not slipping, you know, and it actuates the ABS pump. I put the pump motor up here so we could see when it was actuating, but doesn't look like it just gives me dashes. Oh, here we are. So you can see the pump turns on. When starting out right here, and look what do we see. A big jump here, not so big jump here, and not so big jump here. So it thinks that this one's the fucking problem, obviously. Oops, sorry for swearing, everybody. And that's when the pump's coming on. So I'm gonna get out and do some pokey lookies, and then hopefully I'll bring you back. All right, everybody, I have gone out and poked and looked a little bit. So I didn't bring you along because it wasn't gonna be a good one for you guys, because I needed both hands for sure. But the right front wheel bearing is making noise. Left front doesn't seem to be making noise, and I say doesn't seem because in the air I can't get this one to go fast enough for me to feel confident about it. But all the noise coming from the right front wheel bearing. Surprise, surprise. So what I did do is I took the left wheel bearing, took the left rotor off, and I took out the ABS sensor from its hole. It must be a newer bearing because it came out without any fight. And then I cleaned off the rust around it, re-put it on, and we're about to go for a road test to see if it made any difference. I don't think it will. I think when we're loading up the weight on this right front, that it's causing the ABS pump to kick on for some reason, even though we can't see an anomaly here. That would be my best guess from that point on. The rear wheel, so the rear wheels, there's actually two wheel speed sensors on this one. I don't know if it's averaging them here or if this is some BS. I don't know. Autel does have that issue sometimes with older vehicles, but there are two rear wheel bearings speed sensors. Sorry, I say rear wheel bearing. So rear wheel speed sensors in the back, but I don't have a difference here, so I don't know. Maybe one of those is going bad, but I should have a code for that. I don't have any code, so we're gonna go to a road test, and then I'll bring you back. All right, everybody, I have gone for my test drive. I did not have any ABS activation at all. Turning, not turning, braking, and you can see here that there has been a great improvement in this. There's no uptick here. There's actually a bigger uptick now on the right front. The right front wheel bearing is making noise, so I'm going to advise them on that, but the ABS part is done. They complain about groaning too, which definitely wheel bearing. It feels really loud under my feet, so I'm going to recheck, make sure there's no other wheel bearings making noise or differentials or anything, because it sounds really loud right here on deceleration and not really over there, making me feel like there's a pinion bearing that's gone bad or something. So that's a fix on that. I'd like to thank you for watching, and hope you have a great day.